Welcome to the
show.
This is the fourth episode of Shooting the Breeze, and as you can tell, we are clearly well adjusted to this.
We've definitely gotten used to it.
I feel very natural.
Can I ask you something? Has the fame gotten to your heads yet? Go.
Well, yesterday I was walking down the street and I felt different.
Yeah. Have you been approached on the street yet?
Have you been accosted?
Yes, but not because of the show.
Have you been accosted by a paparazzo?
I don't know what that word is.
Leading into our quote of the day. With my daughter at the airport, I was startled by a paparazzo, who I quite understandably mistook for a zombie. Woody Harrelson. Let's go. Yep. Let's get it.
Let's hear it for Woody.
Man.
Let's move on. Today's topic of conversation
Is something that, while happened centuries ago, it still affects our lives every
single second
of the day.
of the hours.
And it was Vietnam.
The Vietnam War.
But more importantly,
Not the country Vietnam.
Yes, the war.
Vietnam War.
Yes.
The war that happened in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
which I've heard is called the War of the Worlds.
I've heard it's called the War on Terror.
Yes, and it might be World War IV.
And World War Z.
No.
World War
we
Z.
haven't even got to 3 yet.
World War Z.
Not yet.
Wait, we have confirmation. We have not had a World War III.
There's been
Let me check.
It went 1, 2, Z. There 3 hasn't happened.
1, 2,
Z.
Z. Now, it's starting the letters now.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
they started. It's really,
How did World War Z begin?
It's like I'm assuming.
No, it was because they all the what they named them after relates to the war. For example, World War I had one country, World War II had 2 countries, and World War Z had
Zillion.
1 zillion.
Do they name the wars like they name the hurricanes?
Yeah,
They just go down a list of names.
I've heard that that's what they're going to be starting to do.
Yeah, I think I heard in 2020
World War Matthew,
World War
Stephen,
World War James.
World War Zombies.
World War Zombies. This conversation is going a lot of things.
So
And I love it.
back on track. Vietnam, the Vietnam War,
The
the
Vietnam.
beautiful country of Vietnam.
Vietnam. I love Vietnam.
I've never been.
I've never been either. I have
I hear
a
it's
funny
lovely.
friend from Vietnam.
You have a friend from Vietnam?
I'm not telling you more.
Do you
anymore.
have, like,
no
a-
more
I know.
facts.
I know.
Do you have a pen pal?
I'm not. Well, we're not going any deeper.
I have 3 friends, maybe even 4.
You have 4.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
How many more friends does a man need?
I only have 4 friends, and you 2 aren't one of them.
But you know who is one of my friends? A
Woody
guest
Harrelson.
that we are having later in this podcast, and his name is Miles Guy.
Miles Guy.
Let's go, Miles.
So why are we having Miles Guy on today?
I'll tell you.
Tell
Tell
me.
me, I want to know.
So-
I need to know.
We, so we had this podcast.
Oh yeah,
Remember that?
yeah.
This
I remember.
podcast is we have a theme each week, and somehow this theme is Vietnam. And I think he made this movie since this week it was Vietnam. He made this movie for the podcast.
Which is very generous of him.
Very generous. Thank you, Miles.
What's the
Thank
movie
you.
called?
I think
Miles?
the movie's called Vietnam.
No, I think
We'll clarify that later.
We'll clarify
Okay.
that. We won't
That
get
is
into it now.
TB announced.
TBH announced.
TB.
And we will ask our guest when he arrives later in the podcast.
Yeah.
Who knows when he's gonna get here?
Who knows? He's pretty crazy.
He has told us no time.
And he's really cool.
Shh, 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 shh. Do you hear that?
What do you hear?
Do you feel that?
I feel it in my bones.
Oh no! Yes, hello, thank you, and welcome to Pop Culture with Luke. Now today, continuing our discussion on the Vietnam War, I would like to take a look at some of the most important cultural movements that took place throughout the 1960s, specifically that of music. Now, as we know, the Vietnam War was an expansive, huge, big, giant war, and caused a lot of headaches for a lot of people. So music artists decided that they would do what they do to try and deal with this war. Specifically, one artist who stands out to me is Jimi Hendrix. He's made actually a lot of music that deals with the confusion and anger many Americans felt throughout the conflict. But one thing I would like to specifically mention is his rendition of the national anthem. Yes, the American national anthem, which has procured a lot of controversy over the years, and that was no less different when Jimi Hendrix performed it. What he did was he did a guitar solo of the anthem, and at the time, many people were very upset and very angry with him. His rendition, lots of people point to it as a protest in itself of the national anthem. Many of the noises that he procured with his guitar symbolized screeching planes, crying babies, panicked children, and so it's pretty cool. Another group that did a lot of the Vietnam War music is the Animals, specifically the House of the Rising Sun. It was a transatlantic smash hit, and they were able to make this song, which was it was about a man whose father was a drunken gambler, but the song actually was able to resonate with the soldiers in the Vietnam War who used that song as a passionate drive in their fighting. Now, the question is, what does all this mean? Why is music so influential, so timeless? And it's pretty clear to me. People want something to latch onto when they're scared. They want something to point to, almost like a warm blanket that can cover them. And music offers that for many people. It's often very relatable. It's something they can latch onto and feel like they are understood and that they understand something. And that's all for Pop Culture with Luke.
We are part of this universe, we are in this universe, but perhaps more important than both of those facts is that the universe is in us. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
And welcome. Thank you guys for the introduction. My name is Sam, and I will now be talking about science. Welcome to Science with Sam, guys. So when it comes to Vietnam, there's a lot of science going on in every which way. And I'd like to talk for a minute about who I think is the greatest American hero and my favorite veteran. His story was portrayed in the, I believe, let me look real quick, okay, guys? Give me just 1 second while I look. His story was portrayed in the PG-13 drama/comedy, coming in at 2 hours and 22 minutes. The 1994 Best Picture winner, Forrest Gump, and he is a real life person, and his story was portrayed in Forrest Gump, and his name, and he is also my favorite. He is my favorite veteran, and I think he's the most brave. And his name is Sergeant Dan, and
Lieutenant Dan.
And his name is Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan. Give me 1 second. I'll do a visual talk about him. So Sergeant Dan, who was portrayed by the brave Gary Sinise, he starts out as a young, fit, and primarily shirtless lieutenant who is very hard, but also he's very brave and has a heart of gold. Then he gets his little legs blown off, and then he has to get these amputated. And a little bit before I go into the science, he was really dumbstruck by this at first, and he does not like not having his legs.
I'm sorry.
And he does not like having his legs, which I value my legs too. So I'm right there with you, Gary Sinise and Lieutenant Dan. And so, but once he has his legs cut off, he looks like a dirty bum. He tends to hire hookers on New Year's Eve. But just watch the movie and you'll find that out yourself. So how is this Gary Sinise portrayal involve science? Well, it's going back to the leg thing. And, well, let me say the lack of legs. And I'm going to be talking about amputation, which was a big problem, this amputation in Vietnam. Let me give you some science. Amputation is the surgical removal of all or part of a limb or extremity, such as an arm, leg, foot, hand, toe, or finger. About 1.8 million Americans are living with amputations. Amputations of the leg, either above or below the knee, in the case of Lieutenant Dan, is the most common amputation surgery. Okay, let me talk about how amputation is done. It usually requires a hospital stay of 14 days or more, depending on the surgery. And it's usually done under general anesthesia, meaning the patient is asleep. When performing an amputation, the surgeon removes all damaged tissue while leaving as much healthy tissue as possible. So I'd really like to thank all of the amputation surgeons for not only saving Lieutenant Dan's life, but for... Do you remember the part at the end when he has the titanium legs? I thought that was really cool. And this is science.
Vietnam, as a country, is known for some rather spicy food. You know. So, I thought about talking about the spiciest pepper in the world, which is the Carolina Reaper. Used to be a ghost pepper, but Carolina Reaper has recently dethroned the ghost pepper. And it reaches such a big number. It reaches a 1,004,000 on the Scoville scale. So it's pretty intense heat. And why would someone eat this? You might ask. Who knows?
Wow, Seth. I didn't know that food could teach me so much about life.
All right, now we're joined by our guest. What's your name?
Miles Guy.
Whoa!
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
All right, thank you.
So, just to go ahead and start, I want to let you know that we don't ask the fluff questions here.
We asked the hard questions, the hard-hitting questions.
Ooh.
The emotional questions.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have Miles on today, not because we think he's an interesting person, or why would we do that? But we have Miles on today because he is releasing a new movie that he made this movie to go along with our topic this week, Vietnam. So Miles, before we talk about your movie, let's talk about you. Tell us about yourself. Where were you born?
I was born in Paducah, Kentucky, raised in Ballard County, and I moved here when I was 7 years old.
Wow.
7 years old.
That's very
What is
unexciting.
3 words to describe yourself?
Charming, handsome and stupid.
Oh,
Big three.
Yeah.
Big three right
I
there.
like how you dogged yourself at the end because it just shows you.
It's humble.
So you can laugh at
You're
yourself.
humble, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta know how to laugh. At
That's where the charming comes in.
yeah.
Yeah.
It all comes full circle. Wow.
So, what would an ideal Friday night be for you, Miles?
Hanging out with a lady, going to the movies.
Possibly your own movie?
Oh. Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just walk into the theater and accidentally walk into your own movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. So tell us about how did you start filmmaking, Miles?
When I was little, my mom had this camera, and I'd always play with it. She'd always get on to me for playing with it, but I'd always record everything, like my neighbors and stuff, in a creepy way. But yeah, it's about what made me interested in this stuff.
So tell us about your new feature film.
Yeah, feature film.
What inspired you to make it?
My granddad was my number one inspiration because he served in Vietnam, and he has a bunch of Vietnam stuff in his closet put away, and it's just so cool. So I was like, hey, let's make a movie about it, and maybe try to be number one favorite grandchild. Yeah.
Yeah. So why should people see this movie? What's it about? Give us the cast list. I want to know everything.
Well, it's about the Vietnam War, obviously, and I sign up for it, and I go out and fight with my friends.
Are you playing yourself or a character?
I'm playing as a character
And
because
I
I wasn't around in the 60s.
Okay.
It should be mentioned that Miles wrote this film. Is that correct?
Yes, I wrote
He
it,
Directed it.
directed it,
He is the lead role.
lead role,
He is taking over
Editor?
all the production.
editor.
This is basically a one-man show that has many other people involved in it, but basically a one-man show. Is that safe to say?
Yes, sir.
Would you consider yourself an unsung hero?
Or just a hero in general, I would ask.
I'd say superhero.
So give us more.
Right
give us
answer.
more about this plot. I want to hear
I'd
more.
say war hero.
Okay, well, I'll leave. My brother is a lieutenant in Vietnam, and he inspires me to sign up for it to fight for the country. So I
What
decided.
country is this?
Canada? No, I'm kidding. USA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. USA.
Yeah.
We
Where
are
we're at right now.
We are a pro USA podcast. So
I can proudly say that.
Well, we'll see.
And so I go over there and I meet a bunch of new people, and some crazy stuff starts happening because
Like
of
the war.
Yeah, because of the Tet Offensive. Do you know what that is?
yes, the
Yes.
Viet Cong.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like them.
I don't either.
They're the
That's
villain-
why we
they're the
kill
bad
them.
guys.
We could proudly say that we are anti-Viet Cong.
Yes,
Because they're bad guys.
bad guys. We are anti-bad guys.
Anti-bad guy.
Let's go.
So many of my friends die along the way, and I develop PTSD.
Who are the cast of characters? The ragtag bunch forming this beautiful picture.
The Motley Crew.
Well,
The
there's
Motley Crew.
there's a ton of people in this movie. There's like 33 people, I think.
Wow.
33. I want every name. Go.
I have a list right here. I can
Oh,
say it
wow.
really fast. Hold on. Give me 2
Okay.
seconds. Shoot. Oh, put a lot of pressure on me. Okay. It's obviously me, Taylor Puckett, Preston Wright, Caleb Perry, Trevor Massa, Jaden Pickard, Stephon Gray, Jason Jr., Camden Lanier, Jack Massa, Zameen, Wes Groden, Sabian Mitchell, Zach McLeod, Carson Roberts, Ian Pitt, Hugh Miller, Minor Hay, Lexi Nickel, Cameron Wilson, Cameron Woolley, Max Hughes, Dalton Pirtle, Parton Lyon, Connor Kelly, my cousin Chase Guy, Ethan Johnson, Prince Joshi, Mitchell Evans, Casey Green, Jackson Wilson, Mr. Rushing, and Maddie Jude.
Wow.
Give me a hand for that great crew.
Especially
right
Mr.
there.
Rushing, who
Yeah.
is
He
no
left
longer
us.
with us. He is dead.
Died in the war.
Yeah.
Well, okay. You have 30 seconds for plug. Why should people see this movie?
Because it's good, it's realistic, it is very sad, it'll make you cry, it'll make you laugh. There's a few humorous moments in it, and it's very, very entertaining.
And where can people find this movie?
Well, they can find it on YouTube under Film Idiot. It should be the first channel that pops up on the very top of the list, and it should be the very first video that you see on there, called Victor Charlie.
Victor Charlie.
Wow.
Victor Charlie, coming soon. Don't miss it.
To theaters. And YouTube. Let's go.
That's it.
Thank you, Miles.
Wow.
Thank you. Now on to Luke's special trick.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you
Yeah.
guys.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna get ready here.
Warm yourself up.
Oh my
Wow!
god! That was.
Thank you guys.
Where'd you learn how to do that?
I can't tell you that.
Okay, a little secret.
I think it's time for charades.
Charades.
Would you agree?
Woo!
Here we go.
Why don't you explain the
Yeah.
charades?
All right, I will explain the charades game. So, this is how charades works on this show. So,
Okay.
how this works is Sam and Seth will both compete in a game of charades, and I will describe the actions of the charader to the charadee. Who will be charading today?
Seth will be charading.
Seth will be charading today.
No,
and
I thought you were charading and I was guessing.
Who's charading?
I'll charade.
Why'd you stand
I'll
up?
charade this.
Okay, there's some debate over the
I'm
charader.
charading now.
Okay, I have confirmation
I thought
now.
that's why
I'm
you
getting
stood up.
confirmation that Sam is charading. And okay, so has Sam prepared his charading item to be charading for Seth? I'm getting confirmation he is in the process. There is some debate over the charading item. And I have confirmation that he has completed and has finished and has decided his charading item. Okay, now, Seth, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Sam, are you ready? Then let the games begin. Sam, whenever you're ready. All right, Sam is here. He's wearing some khaki pants and a blue, red, and gray striped shirt. His hands are extended in front of his chest, and he looks incredibly calm right now and totally at ease. Now, he's starting to look slightly more stressed right now.
Okay.
He's not moving. Okay,
Bro-
now he
okay.
is saluting.
Saluting.
His arm
Soldier.
is extended, and now he's launched his salute. Soldier.
American.
Gun.
Oh,
He's doing a
Viet-
gun motion.
War.
He's
War.
holding his hands
gun.
as if he's holding a gun and firing it towards the air. Sam has extended a sword from his waist, and it appears he's performing some form of ritual suicide or
you're committing seppuku.
Seppuku,
Yes.
We have seppuku was the answer.
Thank you.
Thank you
Good
for
job,
joining
guys.
us on charades.
So guys, let me bring up a new topic I'd really like to talk about. It's a hot news story. Seth growing a beard.
I thought you guys weren't gonna.
I would like to
Don't-
welcome to the show
Okay.
Beard Seth.
Beard Seth. Woo! He's a
Thanks
new
for-
man,
thanks for
and
having
he has
me.
a beard.
And yes, he's a cool new Seth.
Thanks for having me.
He's got a cool new beard.
Can I just say,
Yes.
the confidence you feel
Mm-hmm.
once you grow one of these bad boys is unlike anything
Yes.
else.
The world is at your fingertips. Your hairy, scruffy new look is going to bring you loads of success, prosperity, and love.
I used to. Can I say? I used to apologize. I used to apologize at the people at Wendy's who, when they messed up my order, when they messed up my order.
Now they apologize.
Now I go back there and I prepare the meal myself. Right.
Oh my god.
Oh my! This guy has a beard.
And I take over management at that Wendy's
Oh my god.
And
just
you
to
burn
run
it?
it, just to run it into the ground.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, this week on my list, I'm mad this week, guys. I'm mad. And I'm also happy, though. But I'm mad. So I'll tell you the 5 people on my list this week. You guys ready?
Don't hold back.
You ready?
Let them have it.
Number 5. Matt Bevin.
Oh!
Dang.
Okay, number 4.
Yep.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
This one's big. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready.
The monkey that played Dunstan.
Whoa!
Yeah. What?
Woo!
What?
Number 3. You ready? Disgraced Illinois Governor Rob Blagojevich.
Yes. Him, Blagojevich.
Number 2. This person isn't even a person at all. A hot dog bun. And you ready for number one?
Yeah.
You ready for number
Yeah,
one?
I'm ready.
I don't know. My little heart to take it.
You ready for number one?
The Ghost of Christmas Past.
That's right!
God, oh my god.
Yes.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. Oh my, no way. I'm in shock. Oh my, dude.
What am I gonna?
And that
We're gonna have to tell them.
What?
that's Sam's list. Thank
Oh
you.
my god.
Thank you
Thank
to our
you.
guest, Miles
Miles
Guy.
Guy.
Miles Guy. And I think the movie's called Victor Charlie.
Yes, or Charlie Victor.
I don't know. I already.
But
forgot.
it is a man's
Who's that?
name. The man it's
Go
named
watch-
after. The man is it named after a president of the United States?
Yeah, the 45th president,
No.
Victor Charlie.
Yeah, Victor
The
Charlie.
45th president was
See, you don't
Benjamin
know.
Franklin.
Mm. Well, thank you all.
Wait, can I give a plug to it?
Yep, give
Go
me a
see it in your local art house film
Yes.
Yeah.
theater. If it's there,
It is.
go give it some love.
Mm.
And next week we'll be checking the box office report on that. I'm thinking it'll be in domestic. I think it'll have a domestic gross
Yeah.
of $20 billion. Alrighty. Thank you to Vietnam. Thank you to the war. Thank you to President Johnson. You know who you are. Later.